Hi, everybody. I'm Keith Blatz, and I'm happy to be here with you today. And I'm excited to bring you a few moments of perspective from one of our vintage leaders in the public procurement profession. Today, I'm honored to be speaking to a good friend, Ms. Jennie Readey, CPPO, CPPB, who is the retired procurement director for the state of Colorado Department of Transportation. And she's also well known as one of our best known former NIGP instructors. More importantly, many of us that know her well know her as mother. And Jennie's the recipient of the 2015 NIGP Distinguished Service Award. And today she's going to provide us with her unique insights into the public procurement profession. So welcome, Mother.
Thank you, Keith. I'm just thrilled to be here. I miss everyone so much. I think about you every day. Still doing what I used to do, but probably not as consistent as I was traveling and teaching and traveling and teaching. I don't know where the program's gone since I left.
If I may, I have a few other questions
Okay.
that our audience is interested in hearing about. You ready?
Yep, that's my name.
I know it is. Yeah. Number one, what do you believe was the biggest change in public procurement that occurred between the time that you started at the state of Colorado and the time you left?
The computer. The computer was the thing that put everybody on a spin, everybody on rethinking how it's going to process, everybody for having to adjust their mind and their process to get this system up and running. It was marvelous, but it was also frightening to a legend, as you called me, or whatever you called me. The computer was the biggest, most horrendous kick in the panty you can have had in procurement. It took our process and it was made in half the time, half the cost, half everything. And I respected it, but I hated it also because it was beyond anything my little pea brain ever had to deal with. So my biggest thing was just to remember to have it plugged in when you start. And then if it didn't work, I called somebody. So that would be the biggest change.
What would you think would be the most important lesson that you learned during your career that you'd want to pass along to current public procurement professionals based on your career at the state of Colorado?
In the career and in my real life as a purchasing agent and a speaker, know your audience. Know who is in your audience. I can recall many, many times going around the room and asking questions, and I would get these out of the basket questions that I couldn't possibly answer. And I found out I had 6 attorneys general sitting in my class. And here I thought they were purchasing agents. And they weren't really, they were just trying to find out what it is to spend money that was from Medicare. And that's what they wanted to know. And at that point, I had no idea what they were talking about, and not even anything knowing that we bought stuff from Medicare. So knowing your audience is really important. And if I had known, I could have done something better. I sort of stumbled through it and apologized. I didn't know, and I suggested they go to their own writings to see what to do.
Okay.
That was my most important thing, that it hit me right between the eyes, that I didn't know that I was teaching attorneys in a ganged up on me. That's all right.
Well, that happens sometimes.
Yeah, it does. So,
I actually have one final question here today.
okay.
And if you had the chance to start all over again, would you still choose to work in public procurement profession, and why or why not?
Absolutely, positively, I would jump in with 2 feet and merrily go on my way. I would have taught forever and ever and ever and ever. And with the way it was playing out through the computer and the industry's amount of money they're going to put towards training, it made sense to use the computer rather than send somebody hither and yon to teach. But I feel strongly that we should have hands-on, in-person teaching continued. It gets so much more information and how it looks to teach people who really are confused about the whole process. And you can kind of bring it down to what's real.
Yeah. Jennie, you were always a great teacher.
Well, thank you. I loved it.
Jennie, I want to thank you again so much for sharing your time and professional insights with us, and definitely appreciate your knowledge and all the contributions you've made to the profession. And just thank you for being you.
Thank you, Keith, for thinking of me and for including me. I feel honored, and I feel so homesick now. I just want to get my suitcase and travel and go teach.